Now I'm going to crochet a granny square from beginning to end. And then you'll have this to look at, and you could pause it if you need to. So I'm going to first get the yarn on my hook. So you want it to look like this. Then you fold this like that. You pick it up, hook that inside loop, and pull. Now you've got it on your hook. Go ahead and chain 4. So you do that by bringing the yarn over the hook and back through the loop. And then you circle back to the beginning, make a slip stitch. You're forming a ring here. Oopsie. I'm using a smaller hook for this yarn. So 1, 2, 3. What is this, a 4.0? Well, you know what? I'm going to use a larger hook for this demonstration because I was using this hook to make smaller stitches for a project that I was working on, but um, just to show you what. Let's see. I'll do a 4.5. So let's start over. Welcome in. I'm doing a granny square. So you chain 4 to form a ring. And then slip stitch to the beginning of the ring or the beginning of the chain. And then you have a ring. So then you want to chain 3. That forms a double chain. That counts as a double chain. Hi, how are you? Angel, hello. Welcome in. Okay, we're going to do yarn over your hook. We're going to do a double crochet into the ring. And then you pull up a loop and pull up a loop. That's a double crochet. You're going to do another double crochet. We're making a granny shell. A granny shell is 3 double crochets. So here's another one. You do yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop. So now we have 3. That's a granny shell. Let's chain 2 to form a corner. And now we're going to go ahead and make another granny shell, which is 3 double chains. So that's 1, 2, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and another double chain, double crochet. Yarn over hook into the ring. Chain 2. Okay, yarn over hook into the ring, and 3 more double crochet, which is a granny shell. If you have any questions about crochet, let me know. And then chain 2 again, and a double crochet into the ring, 2 more. That makes a granny shell. So we have our first round, and now I'm going to fasten off and I'm going to grab the white and make the second round. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm using a 4.5 hook. This is a worsted weight acrylic yarn. Okay, I've got that on my hook. Now you attach it to any corner space, and you can do that with a double chain several different ways, but for, well, I'll just show you both in case you just want to try both. So the first option is to make a slip stitch and chain up 3, and that counts as a double crochet. Whoops, let me grab. So that's the first way to join with a double crochet that I know of. There might be more that I don't know of. Okay, and to do the other way, you put your yarn over and you grab your work with the other hand. Let me just fix my camera. You grab your work and find the corner that you want to work into, and you go in, you pick up the loop from the other side, and just go ahead and grab it from the other side, the whole thing, and bring up through 2 loops and then through those 2. So now you have a double crochet, and you can yarn over and just crochet right over that end. So I typically don't do that because um just don't like the way that's kind of loose right there. So I have 2 here. I'll do 1 more, and then the corner, chain 1. Not everybody chains 1 in between their shells when they're making a granny square. There's all kinds of different ways of doing it. This is just my pattern. This is what I do. So what would you like? Just 1 second. I'm going to create a poll here. Do you chain one in between shells? They're also called clusters. Where should I put that? Okay, it's kind of in the way. Curious how other people do it. So I chain one. That's how I learned how to do it. You yarn over the hook into the space. Well, let me end this question because it's kind of in the way. I can't see. There. Okay. And then another granny shell, which is 3 double crochets. Oh, what do we have here? Do I have more than 3? Let me count. Oh, okay. Only have 2, so let me add one more. Yarn over your hook and into the chain 2 space. Make a double crochet, another one, 3 altogether to make a granny shell. Chain 2, and you're making another granny shell, which is, 3 double crochet. I'm making a granny shell, one more double crochet. Thank you for the like. And then I chain 1 in between my shells. I'm going to double crochet right over this end here. Chain 2, and you're going to double crochet into the ring or the space. And then double crochet 2 more times. And then so you've made your corner. Now you chain 1 and then you slip stitch into the next granny shell so that until you get to the chain 2 space. Okay, snip your yarn, fasten off. Okay, we're going to grab our pagoda. This yarn color is called pagoda. It's one of my favorite colors. Okay, you attach your yarn to any of the chain 2 spaces, any of the corner spaces. And then for this pattern, I'm just going to chain 3 up. There's different ways of doing it, but I'm going to do it that way. Yarn over, hook goes into the space, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and then yarn over again, making another double crochet, chain 2, yarn over hook, you're making double crochets. 3 in a row is a granny shell. Chain 1. You're going into the space again, making a double crochet. 2 more double crochet makes a granny shell. Chain 1 into the space. You're doing a corner here again. So you want to do 2 more double crochet. That's yarn over hook into the space. Yarn over hook into the space, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop. Chain 2. Yarn goes into the chain 2 space, making double crochets. Chain 1 into the space, making a granny shell here. That's 3 double crochet. Chain 1. I'm going to take a rest. I've been crocheting all day, so my hands are a little need to stretch just for a minute. So it's always good to just, take a break every 30 minutes and stretch your hands. Okay. Yarn over hook goes into the chain 2 space, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, that's a double crochet. 2 more, make a granny shell. If you have any questions, please ask. Chain 2, and you're going to do another granny shell. Or, yeah, 3 double crochet is a granny shell. Let me plug in my phone. One moment. Okay. Let's see. How do we? Chain one in between the shells. Chain two. Making a granny shell. Chain one. Another granny shell, which is 3 double crochets. So once you get to the last granny shell, you slip stitch until you get to the 2 chain space, and then you can snip your yarn and fasten off. I'm going to do one more row of white, and then we'll be done. Border too. You I put a crochet around and then of course I'm working on a granny square sweater. So I'm going to bring that to YouTube at some point. But first, I'm just going to show you guys how to do a granny square. So you could actually attach your yarn into any of the spaces, whether it's the corner space or one on the side, and just attach it and chain one. You're going to make another granny shell, so that's 3 double crochet. Crochet into that other space, making a granny shell. Chain one, and then it goes into this chain two space. You're doing a granny shell, chain two, and then a granny shell. So corners are a granny shell, two granny shell. into the next space, it's a granny shell again, 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Into the next space, you'd want to put 3 double crochets. That creates a granny shell. And then chain 1 again. You're going to create a corner here that's 2 granny shells with 2 chains in between. There we go. 1, another double crochet. You want 3 to make a granny shell. So 1 more, chain 2, and another granny shell, which is 3 double crochet. Chain 1, and then the next space is going to have another granny shell, which is 3 double crochet. Okay, just gonna take a moment to stretch. Okay, another granny shell into the space here. It's 3 double crochet. And we've come to a corner. So 1 granny shell, which is 3 double crochet. And then 3 double crochet. Chain 1. Got another double crochet or another granny shell, which is 3 double crochets. Oops. Chain 1. You got another granny shell. That's going to be 3 double crochet. There. Got my yarn kind of, I'm going to cut it off here. chain one, and another granny shell. It's just granny shells all around. Chain two, another granny shell. Oops, ran out of yarn. Shoot. Well, you get the picture. You go around and around and around with granny shells, and the granny shells are double crochet, 3 double crochet. So, see if I have one without a border, I can show you. Well, let's, oh well. Well, so this is the border. It's a single crochet over each stitch. You don't have to put your crochet through the stitch. You could put it through the whole space, just around the whole stitch, like I did. See, but with these, you put them through the stitch. The corners get 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet. I keep it just like how you do with double crochets. So if you do it differently, that's fine. Everybody does it different. So that's the end of my video. Thank you for watching, and I'll have more for you soon. Thank you.